University of Memphis. As a matter of fact, his high school coach didn't even show up for his signing. It was Vertus Sales, the assistant coach, who showed up when he signed with Memphis State. But once they signed Larry, and then they took his teammate, Ronnie Robinson, and history
it changed.
Speaks for itself
It
as
sure
to
does.
what happened. I can remember, Dave, we started that season off. We were 2-3. The last game we lost was to Dale Brown, his first year at LSU. And then we took off and won 17 straight games. Well, when we came back from the Final Four in St. Louis, black and white Memphis, 10 or 12, 15,000 people around the airport. Then we had a big celebration at the Mid-South Coliseum. And you could tell how Memphis had bonded together over just a simple basketball team. And that's what led to kind of bridging some of the gaps. You might not know, Dave, but Memphis State was probably the first major college that recruited the black athlete below the Mason-Dixie line. So that was a significant time back there. But what happened was, if I had to do that all over again, Dave, I would do it all over again because it led to us breaking some barriers with some folks. And a lot of people don't know that. They didn't know that Gaston Community Center was playing integrated kids over at that gymnasium over there on South 3rd Street.
Even before Larry. What made Larry the perfect guy to take all the guff from both sides, white and black, and then win them all? How was he able to do that?
Well, Larry was a strong and kind young man, and I give a lot of that credit to his mother, Miss Mako Finch. And we would often talk. And here again, I live with that philosophy. Do I want to be part of the problem, or do I want to be part of the solution? Well, I choose to be part of the solution. And what I did, I went out and sought advice from some of the high school principals, the Rodale boys, and I know you're familiar with Rodale boys, Bobby Terrell, my brother Harold, who was the first black principal in a predominantly all-white school back in 1970-71 at Willow Oaks Elementary. And it was only 5 African-American kids attending that school at that time. So I had the advice of some people who were in the educational field, and we weathered the storm on all of that. And not to say it wasn't a smooth ride, but a rough ride, but it kind of smoothed itself out, And you know what, Dave? Winning cures all evil, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
When you win it cures everything. So, see, I grew up during the time of the segregated time, graduating from high school in 1958 with my friend Willie Harrington, my high school classmate Walter Bailey, who has the Criminal Justice Center named after his name downtown, his brother DeOmni Bailey, who has the courthouse named after DeOmni Bailey. So we made some significant strides in this city.
Your generation is absolutely special. So
Dave, one thing I would like to do is at some point in time, and I do it all the time, I speak to a lot of young people to let them know about what their history is. And I talk to my sons and I talk to Trey about how things went at that time. I grew up watching Bull Connor spray folks with water hoses and folks being bit by the dogs. My uncle, Ron Young, lived in Montgomery, Alabama. He was one of the first 5 that walked with Dr. Martin Luther King, because his picture's down in the Civil Rights Museum. But they run his family out of Montgomery, Alabama, and they had to move to Miami, Florida. So we were on the battlefront fighting, but we fight, and we always did it peacefully, not without malice. Didn't mistreat people. Didn't riot. Didn't fight back. Just quietly do your work.
What happened to George Floyd was sheer evil. But if you could go back to those 60s that you're talking about, and the fire hoses and the dogs, are we better now, or are we right back there?
Well, it's somewhat, but we're not completely there, Dave, because there's a lot of joys that happened back during that time. nothing was done a lot. I can refer back to the Elton Hayes case years back. And if you'll do some research, the kid came out of Orange Mountain. If you'll do some research on that, you'll find that it just has come to the forefront. It was always a boiling pot. So it's nothing unusual. I never would have thought growing up back in the 68 at that time that I would work for the City of Memphis Police Department, which I did for 34 years. But at that time, the way things was, I never thought that I would do that because of what happened when, Ernest Withers was a policeman and the first 7 black policemen that ever joined that department. And at that time, they couldn't arrest white people. They'd have to call white officers to make the arrest. All they could do was detain. So things have changed. But when I look back at what happened to this man last Monday night, it's sickening. It's heartbreaking, and I'm for protesting, but I'm doing it in a general kind way without any disturbances and stuff like that. Because when you have these big crowds, you can always have those folks on the side who want to take advantage of what has happened with that. I even grew up during the time when they had the Black Monday, when we were boycotting the schools. So it's a little bit different. But here I'm 80 years old and I've survived all of that.
You sure thrived. You've thrived,
yeah.
Mr. Draper.
But if I have to do it, I do it all over again.
Leonard, let me end this with this question for you.
Yeah.
And you can't answer for everybody, but you know what you would like to see in your heart. Leonard Draper, what do you think it takes? What do you guys want to hear? What do you want to hear from government, police, whatever it may be, that we take the first step on the way to making this all better for all people?
Well, what I would like to see is that those that are in power, those that are the decision-making process, get together and finally listen to people and hear what people have to say. It's not going to happen, change overnight, Dave. It's going to be a process that we have to go through. But maybe it's time now, because when I see the crowds that are walking the streets now, you see young whites, all people walking the streets, and that's a multitude of people. Mm-hmm. We've never seen anything like this, and I hope we never see this in a lifetime again. But you got to have good leadership, and right now we don't have the good, strong leadership at the top. And I'm referring to that man in the White House. So, but I would like to see government step out and make some more progress. And I pray and hope that will come, and I hope that what has happened here, especially in my hometown, that things would be a lot better and improve. But it has had some improvement over the years.
He is Leonard Draper, historian, a guy.
Dave, I got one more thing.
Sure.
That Brett Ford's word today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right here. Yes, sir.
I'm sitting here looking at a big old photo on my wall of me, Jackie Robinson, Larry Doby, and Ernie Banks in 1953.
I knew we'd talk some baseball.
Wow.
And Mr. Draper, I've told you this many times. I hate it that Monty Irvin and Larry Doby, they're not as remembered as they should be. And everybody naturally goes to the great Jackie Roosevelt Robinson, but let's remember Larry Doby in the American League and Monty Irvin as being second in the senior circuit. And I'm glad that you've got that picture. And we always talk baseball with each other, and you know I love it.
And don't forget, he mentioned the great Ernie Banks,
Mr. Cub.
Right. Let's play two.
Let's play too. And he won back-to-back MVPs in the late 50s in the National League.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate talking to you guys, and hope there was some input on that.
Thank you.
And Dave, we'll see each other. We'll do this again.
We will.
We will. Let's hope we got some sports to talk about here soon, Leonard.
Thank you, sir.
I'm waiting on it, Dave.
You and me both, my friend. Thank you, Leonard.
Okay.
That is the great Leonard Draper.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Wolosian and Brad Norsworthy.
Come on, Muhammad, we hit fame. We beat you with the deal, we get in fame.
Welcome back in. Final segment on this Tuesday. Boy, that was fun listening to Leonard Draper. I certainly want to thank him a whole bunch. Final portion of the show brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai, and Genesis of Olive Branch. That's the home of innovation. That's the home of motivation. That is the home of the new 0% financing for 84 months. First ones in the market. They're always ahead of the game. That's why I like to say I think they set for the bar for the way car business should be done in Memphis. And to entice you even further, how about 120 days to make your first payment on select models? That could be a Hyundai. That could be a Genesis car. That's the luxury car like the G70 that I have. So fast, so high performance, so safe. The technology is amazing and so durable. You get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on every new automobile. Go see for yourself. Go take a test drive. Go see my friend Chris True. You'll see all the gang, and they've been there for years. Everybody keeps working together because they're so successful and because they are so good at what they do. And what that is taking care of you. Go find out for yourself. Get to Olive Branch. Go see Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Crunch Time.
Crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Take questions again for the student athletes at this time, please.
Goodbye! Hello,
what's happening, big dog? How you doing?
Is this thing working?
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Woo! Woo!
Time for Taco Bell Crunch Time. Taco Bell, home of the crispy tortilla chips, topped with a double portion of either seasoned beef or shredded chicken, plus refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, reduced fat sour cream, guacamole, and a 3-cheese blend. Nachos Bel Grande, heaping portion of chips, topped with ground beef, tomatoes, beans, nacho cheese sauce, and a dollop of sour cream. Taco Bell, home to great food you get on your way home real fast, and they bring you crunch time every day. Dave, I learned today, and it was minutes before we came on the air, John Harden, closing out his show, he said it best about baseball. If you don't get a deal done, the younger generation will forget about you in 2 seconds. The older generation will hate you.
Well, we've learned that they are trying to get a little bit closer. I'll tell you what I learned today. You remember the John Deere Classic canceled last week? Guess what? They have already figured out the replacement July the 9th through the 12th. They already have a new sponsor in place, Workday. And guess where it's going to be? Jack's Place at Muirfield, which means
back-to-back weeks?
2 straight weeks at Muirfield with the Memorial.
The great Jack
July
Nicklaus.
the 16th through the 19th. So if a golfer plays in both events, he's going to play 8 straight competitive pro rounds on the same golf course.
Have you ever played up there?
No, but
I
I've
thought
seen
you did on a Tiger NCAA tournament trip.
No. I went and saw the place, but I never played it, and I would love to. But you know what that tells me, Brett Norsworthy?
I think I know.
They're playing because they already figured out they were going to have contingency plans. When the John Deere went out, they found a sponsor, and they knew where they were going right away.
It means I owe you that bologna sandwich.
You owe me a steak and Coke
and whiskey.
You know what else I learned today? I like Jim Harbaugh. I think people know that. I know people go crazy over him.
You like from his Bears days?
I love him from the Bear days, and I think he was great at Stanford. I think he was really good at San Francisco. He joined his players in a protest march on Ann Arbor.
Good for
How
him.
about that?
And also what is coming out of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence, he seems like he is as good a person off the field, as impressive off the field as he is on, and he could be Clemson's first Heisman Trophy winner this year. It's going to be a good battle between him and Justin Fields. Could have done without the Henry Ruggs injury with the Raiders from Alabama. Now rookie with the Raiders, injured, supposed to be a big part of a new high-octane offense for the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to take some getting used to. 4.27 in the 40 for Henry Ruggs. I hope he's okay.
4.27. Is that not just crazy?
That's world-class speed.
We should be used to the Raiders changing names anyway. They've been all over the place.
They have been.
I could have done without Phase 2 being extended, which means we're not ready for Phase 3. Those 190 new cases and those 4 new deaths, that was enough to change the mind of Mayor Strickland. Also, by the way, could have done without this, even though it worked so well last night. The curfew extended another night. 10 o'clock, folks. Respect it. Be off the streets. What are you looking for?
Looking forward to keeping a close eye tonight on the tributes to the late Wes Unseld. I'm going to watch that on the NBA channel, NBA TV, 216 for me on DirecTV. Baseball twiddles while the sport in the country sadly burns. We'll watch the curfews, the news tonight, both local and national. Reports of more college athletes starting to trickle in campuses. No other students are around, just the athletes, football players, and NBA players reporting to team facilities, and more codification of the NBA plans. We will watch that.
I'm also going to watch to see what the MLS players do, because apparently they are nearing a new collective bargaining agreement deal, which would avoid a lockout, which was coming. And they are hoping to also be, now I don't know how this will work. They're hoping to be in Orlando, in that same area where the NBA is going to do their things.
Everybody's
obviously on soccer fields with their own hotel. They're going to do a tournament. I want to say it starts June 24th, and it's all the teams. And then
have you ever been to an MLS game?
I have not.
I haven't, but I would.
I've been to USL games.
I have too. In 2 years ago in Atlanta, we pulled into town as 72,000 people were leaving the Mercedes-Benz Dome for
that's crazy
for an Atlanta game. I would go if I were in a big town. I would go.
There's 3 places I'd like to see it in: either in Atlanta, in Seattle, or in Portland, because they get a legitimate 40 to 60,000 people every game.
Yeah, I'd go.
It is.
It's not my sport, but I would go because I'm a goer.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, it's high level, and it's a lot of fun. I really hope we do see USL games. You know, they're training in small
They might
numbers.
have some wrap up toward the fall.
I think that they will. Obviously,
I hope so.
An abbreviated schedule. It's not going to be the one that we'd hope to see. There'll probably be a tournament. They may do exactly what the MLS, their bigger league, is doing on a maybe the same basis. You know how there's more USL Championship teams than there are MLS teams. But we shall
know that.
We shall wait and see about all of that. We have got to thank all the people that were with us today. Leonard Draper. Tell me you didn't enjoy that. That was a lot of fun, taking a walk down memory lane with a guy who is so important to the Memphis sports scene. Brent Beard, we learned about the Athlon new top 38, to be exact, by the way. Memphis was 28, Ole Miss 38 in that new Athlon preseason. Chuck Olina on Pat Dye. I learned a lot about Pat Dye. I did not know. I still don't know why he left East Carolina, but I know why he left Wyoming. We got to thank Bo Marchant for being on the air with us, and we got to let you know tomorrow will be really nice. Mike DeCourcy, we haven't talked to him since the crazy pandemic closed things down. We'll talk to the basketball guru from the Sporting News, Rick Horo. Speaking of gurus, our guru on the business of sports and our professor from Harvard. And then tomorrow, the debut for the year of our golf guy from the one and only Timber Trust. John Goen makes his debut tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water.